Mezezo town is located in North Jawa zone of Amhara regional state, about 210 kilometers north of Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. The population of the town is estimated at about 6,500. The inhabitants of the area lack access to public services such as healthcare, education, clean water, and road. Wondem Foundation was established by Tafarra Zarfu and his wife, Wederoichetu Alamayo. This local NGO was named after their late son, Wondem, who passed away at the age of 12 in 2009.
Wondem's great vision for his country was to support children who lived in the streets, had nobody to look after them, were hungry and didn't have clothes and shoes to wear, and settling a good opportunity for their future lives. Thus, we asked 3 volunteers trained in sociology to make a research at the area where Wondem had his first observation. Then we went and talked to representatives of different sections of the community, such as people in authority, religious and community leaders and teachers. The discussions focused on identifying pressing needs of the community and ways to tackle them.
Lack of access to clean drinking water, health facilities and schools were identified as the major problems of the community. Taking these findings as an input, Wondem Foundation designed 3 projects that aimed at alleviating the identified problems. All the 3 projects were designed in a manner that ensured the participation of the community. For instance, the health center, which provides health care services to residents of the town and the surrounding Kabales, had acute shortage of medical equipment and health professionals. These problems have especially limited its capacity to help people who need immediate medical care, such as women who are in labor. Despite the motto, not a single mother should die due to delivery, here women die due to lack of health facilities. Again, despite the efforts to prevent women from undergoing home delivery, women continued to give birth at their homes with the help of traditional birth attendants.
ያው በውል እንትን ባንላቸው ችግር የሚገጥመው እናት አለ በጣም ብዙ እናቶች እዛ ቤት ላይ ሲወልዱ በጣም ብዙ
I don't have the exact figures, but I know there are women who face severe health problems due to home delivery. When they are brought to us, we do our best to help them, even though it is very difficult due to lack of necessary facilities in the health center.
Because the necessary treatments cannot be provided at the local health center, people are advised to hurry the pregnant women to the Berberhan hospital. Transporting them was a great hurdle, as they were expected to pay about 700 per trip, which most people cannot afford. Thus, they tried to save life by carrying them to the hospital. However, the long distance coupled with difficult roads makes it difficult to save lives. Thus, many pregnant women die before they have arrived at the hospital.
When we are in labor, we would try our best to finish it in our house. When we feel exhausted, we would be hurried to the hospital. Up to 60 people might be needed to carry a pregnant woman, as it is a must to cross rivers and struggle with difficult terrains of the area. Moreover, this could happen during the night. That is how we give birth to our children.
The government, residents and health professionals all work together to understand the cause of the problem. What are then the major problems in the area?
We can help only 2 pregnant women at a time. If 1 or 2 more pregnant women come here for delivery, we cannot help them.
We had 1 room and 1 bed. When pregnant women come to us, we had to first identify the one who needed immediate attention. The problem was that some pregnant women come to our clinic when they are not in labor. Therefore, to help those who are already in labor, we tell those who are not in labor to wait. As they have no place to stay, they go back to their own village. They are expected to walk 6 or 7 hours to get to their village. The building is also very old and need to be renovated. The ceilings, the roofs, the walls were all in bad shape. We're afraid it might one day collapse on us and kill us all. The medical instruments we have are very old to be changed. Patients are scared to be treated with such materials.
The beds are rusty, the rooms are ugly.
Many pregnant women would avoid giving birth in our health center because they knew we did not have the necessary equipments and facilities to do the job.
Understanding the magnitude of the problem in Mezezo Health Center, Wondem Foundation constructed a building with 12 rooms. It consisted of 2 delivery rooms and rooms to stay before and after delivery. It has stores, showers, restrooms, and also rooms for health professionals staying during the night shift.
ከሁሉ አስቀድሜ በዛሬው ዕለት በወንደም ፋውንዴሽን በህዝቡና በወረዳው መንግስት ድጋፍ ተገንብቶ ለምረቃ
On behalf of Tarmabar Worada administration, I would like to congratulate you all. This is a result of hard work of Wondem Foundation, the Worada administration and the community.
ምስጋናዬን አቀርባለሁ። ዛሬ ለምረቃ የበቃው እናቶች ማዋለጃ ብሎክ ግንባታ
The total cost of this project was 1.5 million Ethiopian birr, of which Wondem Foundation covered 80% and the Worada administration the remaining 20%. Besides, Wondem Foundation supplied different equipments. These equipments include computer, printer, 32 inches flat screen television, 12 blankets, 12 bed sheets, 6 benches, 4 chairs and 2 tables.
አራት ባለመደገፊያ ወንበር ሁለት ጠረጴዛ ድጋፍ ተደርጓል።
እኔ ጥሩ ሁኔታ ላይ ያለው በሚባልበት ጊዜ ያደረኩት ነገር ቢኖር እናት አባቴን ከቆባስጥል መዘዞ ከመዘዞ
When I started leading a better life, what I did was to take my parents for vacation, from Kobastil to Mezezo, and from Mezezo to Addis Ababa, and then to Europe. But my late son taught me a good lesson. He used to say, why don't you support the children of your birthplace? They are your children too. Instead of buying toys for me, you better do something useful for these children.
ስላስተማረኝ ነው። እግዚአብሔር የልጅ አስተማሪ ይስጣችሁ።
ያነቃኝ ሊጎተጉተኝ እንዳልሆን ሁሌም ጠባቂ መንደሬ ደርሶ ነበር የብላቴና አዋቂ የተፈራ ጀንበር ጠላቂ የቴቱ ጀንበር ጠላቂ የወንድም ፍቅር እንዲህ ነው።
በእናቶቻችን ላይ እንዳይደርስ አደጋ ወረዳው አምቡላንስ ተፈራ ቤቱን ውብ አድርገው ሰሩ ይችን መዘዞን ምስጋና ይድረሰው ለቸሩ ፈጣሪ ምስጋና ይድረሰው ለቸሩ ፈጣሪ ትንሿ መዘዞ ለቸሩ ፈጣሪ ትንሿ መዘዞ ታውሳለች ዛሬ አመሰግናለሁ።
ዋናው ነገር ሰላም ዋናው ነገር ጤና እድሜ መስታወት ነው እና ያነገና
In addition to this, Wondem Foundation has renovated all buildings with the cost of 155,000 birr.
Everyone is happy with what has been done by Wondem Foundation. It does not even look renovated. It looks like a new building. Every part of the building has been renovated. The walls, the ceilings, the roofs have all been painted and renovated. Wondem Foundation has done a great job.
To enable the health center deliver efficient services, different activities have been carried out. Computer and the printer are meant to assist in this regard. To help mothers relax during their stay in the health center, a 32 inches flat screen television was bought. Water is very important in health facilities. However, one of the major problems of the health center is lack of clean water. The water tanker available is very old and rusty. It is even difficult to get a glass of water to take medicines. To solve this problem, Wondem Foundation bought a water tanker that had a capacity of holding 3,000 liters of water. Moreover, with the help of NGOs and other individuals, the foundation has handed in other equipments to the health center. The foundation has also enabled the health center obtain a centrifuge machine which is used to diagnose many types of infections, including hepatitis B, urine infection, and sexually transmitted diseases. The machine was a gift from the Brabhan Hospital. Now, a woman diagnosed with urine infection can give birth to a healthy baby as she can get the necessary treatment here. The foundation also gives sanitary pads for mothers who come for delivery and other services.
It is used like underwear and very useful after delivery.
ሞዴስ ራሱ አንዳንድ እናቶች አሁን የገጠር እናቶች ሞዴስ ምን እንደሆነ አያውቁትም። ጨርቅ ራሱ ይዘው
Some rural women don't even know what sanitary pad is. They don't even carry a piece of cloth, so we have to give them. Thus, the fact that the foundation gives sanitary pads helps many women. Moreover, we have now rooms where pregnant women can stay. They enjoy it very much. We are also happy and very much motivated to work. We now have the confidence to advise people to come and get our services.
Mezezo Health Center will continue to work to enhance its capacity. Currently, it serves 19,480 people who live in 6 Gabales.
በአጠቃላይ ወንድም ፋውንዴሽን
What the foundation has done is of immense contribution to achieve one of the Millennium Development Goals that aims at reducing maternal and newborn mortality.
Ato Tafarra and his foundation are a good example for the Ethiopian diasporas. The diaspora must contribute their share in the development of their country. The government has been doing its best. It's very difficult to think that the government can do all the tasks alone. It takes time. The support of such foundations is vital in expediting the changes we want to see. The founders and other supporters of the foundation were very pleased to see the happiness of members of the community.
I cannot explain how happy I was when I saw the picture of my date son Wondem in the health center. You know, my son meant a lot to me. I was depressed and sad, but when I saw the children singing and laughing, my sadness disappeared immediately. I told myself, my son is alive. You know, I want to do more to make these people happy. My son is alive as long as he continues to be a reason for great change in the lives of many children.
Now, let's look at the activities in the education sector. There are 2 schools in Mezezo, one primary school and another secondary school. The secondary school was built by the community with the support of the Ethiopian diaspora who were born in Mezezo. It has 12 rooms. However, the school did not have other necessary facilities such as library. The problem in connection with the library was that it was very small. At a time, not more than 30 students can read. Moreover, it didn't have sufficient books for students to read. Because there was no library, students were forced to read under trees. Finally, after repeated requests from the students and their parents, a reading room has been assigned, but it was very small and didn't help much. Wondem Foundation, in collaboration with partners in the Horn of Africa and the community, built a library at the cost of 500,000 Ethiopian birr and handed over to the school. Moreover, the foundation fulfilled all the necessary facilities for the library. These include 110 chairs, 15 tables, 6 bookshelves, and 1,280 different kinds of books. The library was named after Wondem, hence Wondem Library. According to the school principal, the library gives service from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. On the average, it has 500 users, including students and teachers, per day.
አንደኛ ከመጽሐፋችን ውጭ ያልገባንን ነገር
The construction of the library is huge. Previously, we did not have an access to supplementary books. Now, if there are things we don't understand from the text, we can go and consult supplementary books from the library.
ገብተን በርዕሱ ስር ሪቫይዝ ለማድረግ ይጠቅመናል።
Mezezo Secondary School didn't have laboratory. Thus, Wondem Foundation constructed a laboratory which had 2 blocks at the cost of 1.2 million Ethiopian birr and handed it to the school. The laboratory is well equipped with the necessary materials and equipments. Currently, the students in the school have laboratory sessions for physics, chemistry, and biology courses.
The library has improved the academic performance of students significantly. Previously, there were very few students who scored an A point in grade 10 national examination. Now there are improvements in this regard. The number of students who join preparatory school has also increased. The construction of the library has played a very important role.
This is a country where the list of sayings and proverbs that scorn the education of women is endless. This is a country where women are relegated to the kitchen. For thousands of years, people have been taught about where women belong through sayings. A woman may know all, but it takes a man to do. A woman rules her kitchen, man everything else. These are just a few. The list goes on. But things have started to change. Girls are able to attend school. They are able to learn alongside boys as equals. These are indeed commendable changes. Nevertheless, the change is far from complete. Girls still face many challenges. One of the crowning moments of a girl's life can be a cause for her ruin. For most young girls, witnessing their first menstruation can be a proud moment, marking their transition from childhood to womanhood. But here, this natural blessing can become the very reason that forces a girl to discontinue her education.
Sanai,
ያው በመጀመሪያ ቀን ስለዚህ ስለ ወር አበባዬ
I had no idea about menstruation when I had my first one. I was in the classroom when it happened to me. I didn't know what was happening to me. I was very tense. I was afraid of my classmates and teachers. Luckily, one of my friends saw what was happening to me, and she took me outside. I was trembling with fear and went straight home. The next day, I didn't want to go to school. I kept thinking, what would my classmates say to me? I stayed at home for many days because of that. There is a strong taboo in the community when it comes to menstruation. So if a girl is having or even thinks that she might have her menstruation while she's in the school, her whole attention is on that thought. That day's lessons, what the teacher is saying, what goes on in the class is the least of her worries. She will be thinking about what will happen if there are blood stains in her dress or the chair she is sitting on. Her classmates will laugh at her and she will be mocked and shamed. How can you expect a girl to pay attention to her education in such a state?
These girls don't use sanitary pads. Most don't even know of them, and almost all cannot afford to buy one, and has taken a toll of their education. A typical girl here can be absent from school for up to 50 days in a year just because of her menstruation.
Even a single day of missed schooling is a lot to deal with. You struggle a lot with what you have missed that day and make up for it. So you can imagine how hard a week's worth of missed class can be. You sit for the exam and you find there are questions from the lessons that you missed. How can you answer those? You can't because you weren't there and you haven't learned about these things. I missed an exam because of this, and I had to make up all sorts of reasons to convince my teachers so that I can take the exam again.
Menstruation for these girls is far worse than a simple inconvenience. They can miss classes, lessons, and even exams due to it. They can be scolded, mocked, ridiculed by their classmates, most often by boys, but at times by girls or even by teachers.
My menstruation came when I was at school. I went straight home, and the first thing I did was change my clothes so my mother wouldn't know. When I went back to school, everyone was staring at my dress to see if it was stained with my blood. It is common to hear students talking about this girl or that girl running out of class with her dress stained with blood. So when it happened to me, I was really tensed.
The taboo surrounding menstruation and the shame girls feel when it happened to them was such that they are afraid to talk about it, even with their own mothers. And this is what Wondem Foundation is trying to break. The foundation has purchased and distributed washable and pre-usable sanitary pads to Mezezo Secondary School and 2 other primary schools. The girls are provided with the pads by the Girls' Club at each school and given a training on how they can use these sanitary pads. To date, the foundation has provided more than 1,000 pads to girls in these 3 schools.
Wondem Foundation የሚል ፎርማት አለው.
We document each provision with a form that we have developed a form. We document when and to whom each sanitary pad has been given to.
ፊርማቸዋለን. በዚህ መሰረት እንሰጣቸዋለን ማለት ነው.
If I start having my menstruation while I'm in the school, I simply ask my teacher to be excused, go to the office of the girls' club and ask the coordinator for a pad. I can change and put it on right there since we have a changing room. It is that simple now, and I no longer live in fear of what would happen if I had my menstruation at school. There are 3 pads inside this pack, and it is good for 3 months. But we can even wash and rescue each one and make it last for 9 months. If it is washed well, each pad can be reused for up to 3 times. When we didn't have these pads, girls weren't as active in the school as they are now. The pads have freed the girls from fear, so they are more active, more vocal, and more confident. Even the number of girls attending school has increased.
Yes. Very good. Clap, Jonas.
Miss Leah DeVille, a Dutch citizen.
ስድስተኛ ክፍል እያለሁ አንድ የስጋ ዘመዴ ስሟን አልጠራም በህይወትም የለችም የወር አበባ ታይና
When I was in grade 6, one of my relatives who have passed away a couple of years back encounters a menstruation and had some droplets on her chair, only to be tormented by her own teacher. This has created an unforgettable memory in my mind. I told Leah, who has an Ethiopian husband, and this Dutch woman provided me with the seed money to start distribution of the sanitary pads program. When she died, she left 4,000 euro in a page of her book, and her husband handed it over. Thanks to the late Leah, with this seed money, we now distribute 1,000 sanitary pads to school children in Mezezo area. behind every successful man is a strong woman. This adage seems to hold true here as well. Behind Ato Tafarra, the founder of Wondem Foundation, is Wezero Itetu Alamayo, wife to Ato Tafarra and mother to Wondem. Wezero Itetu manages Wondem Foundation's project at Kobastil, aimed at helping poor families rebuild their lives. There are many here who have little in the way of assets and resources and struggle to get a single meal a day. There are parents who struggle to give their children a single decent cloth even once a year. And there are many who have no choice but to bear the heavy burden of seeing their children going to school with empty stomachs. And there are those who can't afford to buy their children the few necessities of schooling and whose children don't go to school at all. And these are children who have lost their parents altogether.
My name is Yekete. I was born from my father Taklesellase Hailu and my mother Warqa Sabhat Fikra. But they have both passed away and all I have of them are their names. Me and my brother had no one to go to except our aged grandparents. We were selected through the school and our grandparents were given a few ship to help them cover the costs of our schooling. We need exercise books, pens, pencils, and clothes. Our grandparents weren't always able to buy us these, but now they can sell one of the ship and buy us what we need, so we are able to attend school and learn better.
It was becoming hard, and we were really struggling. We didn't always have something to eat. It was like old times. I would have gone to the market and tried to make some extra money. But I was far too old and weak for that. And my wife, far worse. She is even weaker than me. So I was lost for a way out. I didn't know what to do. But then I got these 2 sheep. The 2 have become 4 now, and I can take good care of these children. What each sheep bears is enough to provide for the needs of these 2 children. I couldn't be any more happier. What better is there than to be able to take care of these unfortunate children?
We give each family a blanket and a pair of sheep. If a family is given 1 or 2 sheep, they can look after these and in time they will have 1 or 2 more. It just takes a sheep 3 months to bear an offspring. The offspring will in turn bear a few more in a year or 2, and the family will have some more.
Yes. In the first round, we had 10,000 birr and we were able to buy sheep for 11 families, 2 for each. In the second round, we had 20,000 birr and we were able to give 21 families a couple of sheep each. So we gave 64 sheep in all. We focused on orphan children who had lost their parents, old people and disabled people who were struggling more severely.
They were all over me and hugging me as if I was their own mother. It was overwhelming for me. It was like getting back Wondem.
We have been able to assist 22 children and their families. This has ensured that these children will not discontinue their education due to economic problems. Each child that was given 2 sheep has between 4 and 7 now. Those who were given the sheep in 2013 in the first round have as many as 7 now, and those who got the sheep in 2014 have at least 4 now. They will have many more as the year progresses and the children grow older. This basically means that the children have a sure way of meeting the costs of their schooling, buying the things they need. They will even have far more than that. So this has created a lot of joy, not just among the children and their families, but also the community. In addition, the foundation has also given 11 orphan children blankets.
Water is one of the most basic things for life anywhere. And here in Mezezo, water is a major problem. As in the case in most rural parts of this country, women and children work for hours to fetch water. Time and labor that could have been put into their education or other purposes is taken up by this. If we had access to clean water here in the school, it would have made a world of difference. It would have particularly made life better for girls. It is not just that. We have small children here. They often become thirsty and ask for water, but there isn't any. Wondem Foundation has been instrumental in resolving water shortage at the secondary school and the health center in Mezezo. The foundation is trying to do the same at Obastel and is leading ongoing efforts to dig up a water well near the elementary school there. The water from this small well was what made the building of 4 additional classrooms possible. The school has also been able to start a farm where students and teachers grow a variety of vegetables by using the water from this well. Wondem Foundation has high hopes about this small well and is making ambitious plans. In collaboration with the community and the local administration, it hopes to develop the well, increase its output, and carry out the necessary purification works to make it safe for drinking. This could resolve a major problem for the school and the community. There is yet much to be done, and the Wondem Foundation can only be the spark that kindle the larger movement.
አንደኛ ሆላንድ ሀገር የሚገኙ ዋና የሁላችን መሰረት ድርጅታችን ስለሆነ ድርጅታችን ከወደቀበት ተነስቶ
Many people in Holland have given so much and so kindly to this foundation. It wasn't easy to set up this foundation, and ensuring that it continued to exist was even more difficult. We have had some very difficult times when the foundation's future was seriously under threat. But many shared Wondem's dream. They shared his cause, and they came to our help. My gratitude for them is immense. There are many people, doctors, lawyers, and other important people who came to our rescue in our times of need. They had the courage, decency, and integrity to testify in our favor when it would have been so much easier for them not to. I cannot thank them enough, and I shall always be in their debt. There are also those who have given so much to the foundation, who have sacrificed their wedding parties, birthday parties, and donated the money to us instead, and given their time free of charge and worked for us. There are those like Leah DeVille who have included us in their will and given us all their possessions upon their deaths. We are grateful to them and shall honor their names forever. We have 18 professionals who have worked for us tirelessly for the last 4 years and haven't asked for a dime in return. I'm thankful for each one of them. My family, friends, relatives, acquaintances everywhere have been with me and given me their unwavering support every step of the way from the beginning. They have readily and willingly given their money, their knowledge, and time. I am indebted to them and would like to tell them that Wondem Foundation, the people of Mezezo, and their country is indebted to what they have done and continue to do. On behalf of Wondem Foundation, my family, and myself, I would like to say thank you to all.